Hello there viewers, Omega Luke here again to save you some pennies. We've already done under £10 million, we've already done under £5 million. So this video right here is under £2 million and some players are even under 100k. So well worth a watch this one. Thank you very much for the support so far. Keep the support coming. Leave a like on the video because it really helps the YouTube algorithm. If you can hit 250 likes, I'll be absolutely buzzing. Leave a comment as well if you're going to sign any of these players, or I actually challenge you if you've ever even heard of some of these players, unless of course you actually support the team that they are from. So hopefully that's not the case. But yes, welcome to the channel guys, and before we get into the list, we obviously have the other list up for you to check out. We also have a Discord, so please join the Discord. We'll be discussing a lot of these players in the future. We've also got some training schedules and a video plan for training schedules, tactics coming out as well. That'll be firing thick and fast. Before, of course, we have a look at some player spotlights. So make sure you're in the Discord where we can discuss that. Patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming if you wish to help me, support me financially as a content creator. There's tiers there for like $2, $4, $6, and you get some great rewards, including early access to some videos. So once I manage to get ahead of myself and I can start posting some videos later on for future, then you will get all the early access to that. And that is going to be a lot of these kind of videos. It's not going to be a series based. I don't have any series based planned as of yet. Twitch.tv/MegaLukeGaming though is where we will have a series, and that is the Youth to Go, so that is going to be very exciting. I hope to see you there. Please follow me on Twitch. Okay, without further ado, we're heading to Brazil for the first one. I bet you didn't see that coming. There hasn't been a Brazilian yet on this list, on any of these lists. It's a lie, there's been loads. And here is the man that we are taking a look at today. I say man, he's 16 years of age. He's the young boy that we are taking a look at today. Gustavo Kawa. I don't know. I've never heard of him either. I bet you haven't, unless you're from Bahia. But here we go. And already, for a 16-year-old, he looks rather good. Only 5'9". Hopefully that increases in the future. But look at his fundamental attributes as a 16-year-old striker in Brazil. You've got to be happy with that. He has 15 natural fitness and great stamina too. So it suggests that he is going to progress nicely, because natural fitness is not something that can increase easily. But great physicals all around. Dribbling, finishing, first touch and heading, all of 13. So that is lovely stuff. Determination of 12 suggests, well obviously that's a random figure because he probably has a potential range. So that is probably a random number, not a set in stone. Your Gustavo Kawa might have a lower or higher determination depending on how good he is. He's left-footed, balanced personality. You can even play him out on the wing if you really want to. But I like the look of him. You can't approach the sign because he has signed a new deal, a youth contract. But what you can do, viewers, 150k, we can take that down to less than 100k. We're starting off with the cheapest, 85k. I've got them down to. That is, of course, with a percentage of net sale 40%. If you wish to take that off, click the little add button there, select one of them, then you click that minus button and exclude from a negotiating. As long as you exclude it from future negotiations, they won't come back with another one. You can just offer and just only pay that fee straight up front. You won't be paying money in the future when you sell them on and end up losing all your profit. Next up is probably one of the best bargains that you're going to see on Football Manager 2021. Anyway, Fran Perez is a Spanish right midfielder / he can play on the left as well or up front, that you'll find in Valencia's B team, and he looks outstanding by the way. And he's worth 95k, viewers. He has a minimum fee release clause of £1 million. £1 million. Fran Perez is easily the best bargain that I think I have found so far on Football Manager because of that minimum fee release clause. The only problem is, I think, is getting him away from Valencia. But at 17 years of age, if you are a club within the same stature as Valencia, or maybe slightly lower, definitely higher, then picking up this guy for £1 million is got to be worth it, and it should be one of the first things that you are looking at doing. Yes, he doesn't have the best mentals, but he is 17 years of age, and where you need those mentals to be, they already are. Off the ball of 15 for a winger, fantastic, and it suggests it could be good for up front. Determination here is 14, again, could be different. Flair of 14, fantastic. Great dribbling and fast touch. Passing's decent, technique's decent. If you haven't signed this player while you're watching me talk about him, I don't know what you're doing, you're wasting your time. Get on it right now. Back to South America though. And we have this little Uruguayan, Manuel Ugarte. Now this guy has increased massively since the last game because he was on last year's and I don't think he was as good as this. He's 19 though, so he's slightly older. However, great determination and teamwork, and I think a lot of his stats are like solid as well, so I think the determination is one of them. Fairly determined personality, fantastic. He's very well rounded. As a defensive midfielder or a centre midfielder, he is going to be absolutely fantastic for you. I like the look of him as a box-to-box midfielder because on this one, anyway, he has 13 finishing. So if he arrives in the opposition late, if you add that as a player trait, he could come in on a lot of balls being cut back because cutbacks are back, viewers. Fantastic stuff. Wingers like to cross the ball these times. Lovely. He could score a few goals. He could be a bit of a Frank Lampard for you. So there we have it. I like the look of Manuel Ugarte. We'll see how much he is worth. And bang, £2.3 million. I promise you under £2 million though, and I'm going to give you that £1.9 million. It might be a little bit more if you take off the profit of next sale, but hey, a few little bit more pennies for this player is definitely worth it. 19 years of age, still a long way to grow. I like the look of this guy. We've gone straight back to Spain though, viewers, for the fourth player, Alejandro Frances, a right back from Zaragoza. 17 years of age, he can play across the back line as well, which makes him even more appealing. But I think a right back is probably his best suited role, as he is right-footed, and I don't think he is probably good enough to play centre-back. Not at this point in his career anyway. But at Zaragoza, he again has a minimum fee release clause of 425 grand. Very small price for a player who you can take a gamble on because the fundamental attributes are there for a good right back. He has 10 crossing, almost good enough really what you would consider, but a lot of these 11 and 12s hopefully in a couple of years time will be 15s, 16s, and you're looking at a solid right back for your lineup whatever league you're playing in. So if you manage to pull him away from Zaragoza, which it shouldn't be too difficult to do either, for a very small price of under 500k, you could be looking at your first team right back in a couple of seasons time. Give him some game time, put a lot of training work into him, do not neglect him, give him some decent player traits, and I promise you he'll probably return the goods. The fifth man on this list is the oldest looking 16-year-old I have ever seen in my life, Wahid Faghir. He is Danish. You can find him in the Danish league for this team here. Vigil? Probably not. I'm sorry, my Danish friends. He plays as a poacher, and I think he's very good at that. On this game iteration of my save anyway, he is 17 at full determination, which suggests we have a very good one. Decent finishing for a 16-year-old. He can head the ball as well. He's 6'1" and he's 16 years of age. Jump and reach of 13. Some great mental attributes. 14 composure. Anticipation of 12. He looks like the package that you want a Wonderkid to be already. He is valued at 67k, but I promise you viewers, you can get him for less than £1 million. Look how good this is. I'm pretty sure about that will... Yeah, look at that. 575k for this man. An incredible price, really, for the player that you're going to get in return. As a poacher, you can probably train him to be more of an advanced forward. I know poacher's not exactly the most common or most favoured player role as a striker. You want them to do a little bit more than the Jermaine Defoe role. But I think this guy, if you train him to be whatever, he can probably do a job. Some decent attributes in some nice places. Wahid Faghir. Usually I take this time to promote the Patreon, but I've already done it. So what I'd like you to actually do is, if you do have Twitter, I am on Twitter and I do not have enough Football Manager fans on there. I've only got a lot of wrestling fans because, as a lot of you know, I'm a professional wrestler as well. I've had a couple of matches now. You can watch that on the Reach Wrestling YouTube channel. Link down in the description. But I'd like some more followers on Twitter and Instagram. Omega Luke Designs. I always put my thumbnails on there. Show me some support. I love it. Also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, because I'm getting close now to 6,000 subscribers. Might have already surpassed it. So, but when you watch this, so if I have surpassed it, then get me to 7,000. Would be lovely. Thank you. Back to business, and the 6th player on our list is a fantastic centre-back. We're staying in Scandinavia, and for a very good reason. This little Norwegian, I say little, he's 6'3", so this little guy here, that's exactly how that conversation would go. Max Norman Williamson. Now, I remember him being okay on last year's game. A few people mentioned how I should have done a player spotlight on him. I never managed to see how good he really got. But this iteration of Football Manager, I can probably promise you that he will be one of the first people we look at. Look how good his attributes are. Mentally, aggression and bravery, 15, 16, determination, 19. That's obviously could change. But physicals, okay. 14 jumping reach, he's 13 heading, 11 marking, tackling of 15. He is already really good at that centre-back role. 17 years of age as well. And we can pick this guy up for so cheap, it's unbelievable. £3.2 million there. I promised you under £2 million and you are going to get your wish. 1.7 if we give them a friendly. I'm sure we can do that, Christiansson, because I want your player. I'm only joking, this is just for show. The 7th spot on this list goes to a goalkeeper of all positions. Atletico Madrid goalkeeper as well, Alejandro Iturbe. Now, he doesn't look too incredible, but he is only 16. He has good determination here, but he is 6'6". Yes, at 16. Just a little lad. There we go. Reflexes of 13, handed and 11, but a lot of these are like 8s and 9s, so the progression of a player you would suggest would go up 4s and 5s by the time he reaches his peak potential. Then he looks like a great player. Playing for Atletico Madrid, of course, he has a minimum fee release clause of 3.1. However, that is not under £2 million. This is, though. So if you do offer the money, not under £1 million even, viewers, Iturbe, and you can probably negotiate that down even further. I just clicked it just for quickness, to be honest. Under £1 million for this goalkeeper here. So if you're looking for a future goalkeeper or backup goalkeeper, depending on what league you're in, maybe try to loan him, I don't know, whatever you would like. There we go. Alejandro Iturbe is a fantastic prospect in between the sticks. Let's head back towards Scandinavia, into Sweden, and we have Isaac Bergmann Johannesson. He is Icelandic, and he is fantastic. 17 years of age, have a look at some of his attributes here. Absolutely brilliant, and look how you can play across over 50% of the positions on the pitch he can play. Across the midfield in some of the more attacking positions or defensively, you can even play at left back or wing back. He is left footed, which suits that. He already has some good player traits too, gets into opposition area and tries first time shots because he has decent technique. That will obviously increase in the future as well if you train it. But some really good attributes, crossing, dribbling, first touch, a lot of 12s, which obviously can turn into 14s, 15s very quickly if you do not neglect him, give him some game time and have decent training facilities. You can pick this man up for a really reasonable price to £1.8 million there, so already under the £2 million mark, but for £1 million and a friendly, there we go. You can pick this guy up. The Icelandic 17-year-old, a lot of hype around this guy. I remember from last season as well. 6'2", good player. The penultimate player on this list is actually from Sweden, but has the least Swedish name I've ever seen in my life, in Lucas Gomez. He plays for Porto, which would suggest that he is originally Portuguese, but I can see underneath my face here, he played for Malmo. That is where he started his career. Don't know what happened there. If anyone has any idea, let me know. But besides the point, he is great. Look at his attributes, viewers. He has 19 determination on this one. I don't know whether that's like a stuck attribute or whether it will be random on your game. 17 years of age though, and he is only valued at 3.7k at the start of this game. I don't know why it's so cheap. Acceleration and pace both are 12. Very good. Decent finishing. Decent off the ball work rate. It's all very appealing for a 17-year-old striker. The hardest thing is that he plays for Porto, so trying to sign him, you'd have to be probably a bigger club. They want £1.2 million for him, which is weird that they'd even want to sell him. 800k, I've managed to knock him down there first time. You can probably get it even lower without some percentage of next sale. So Lucas Gomez, I think, is a really good young prospect, a great striker for you to pick up at the start of this game for a very cheap price. The final player on this episode though is probably the best, and I did say Fran Perez was the biggest bargain. It might be this guy. Matías Cerezo. A lot of you guys might have already heard of this man. He is Uruguayan. He plays for River Plate de Montevideo. and that's probably not how you say it, or I've nailed it, let me know. But he has some incredible attributes for a 17-year-old striker. You'd struggle to find a better striker in the Championship at this rate, and he's just 17. 15 acceleration, he has great stamina as well, 19 determination here, 15 aggression, great pressing forward, a very favoured role. 16 heading, 14 finishing and fast touch, 14 technique. Some really appealing attributes here that you can grit your teeth into and turn him into an incredible striker. And if we have a look at him, £2 million straight off the bat with a percentage profit of next sale. £1.6 million for this player. That is the biggest bargain that we have seen. It's better than Fran Perez. Okay, it's better than Fran Perez. Which one do you think is better? Matías Arezzo or Fran Perez? Let me know down in the comments. Just tell me that. That's all I want to know. Well, tell me other things too. If you can let me know this though, first and foremost, who would you rather have in your team? You might struggle with a work permit for this guy, so Fran Perez might be your first option. If work permits are not a big deal, Matías Arezzo, I think he could be better. I want your opinions though, let me know. And there we have it guys, that is our list. Another 10 fantastic players, and this time you're paying less than £2 million for them. There was a few that I missed off, but hopefully you'll see them in the future for player spotlights or any other videos that you would like me to do. Let me know down in the comments. But of course, viewers, make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss any of these videos. If you haven't checked out the list that we've done already, the link to that playlist will be at the end of the video, or the link to one of those videos will be at the end of the video in the outro screen. So stick around and click one of them if you haven't seen them, so you can keep saving yourself more money and you can keep finding all of these little bargains that I have found for you on Football Manager. So thank you very much for the support so far. Drop a like on the video. Try and get it to 250 likes. That would be fantastic. And viewers, there will be another video out tomorrow, and it's a good one. Players that you can approach to sign, so you don't even have to go through the club. Straight to the agent's door. Have a look at that video. That will be out tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.